Hello, hello. It's homework time. Okay, so we are working on angles. Acute angles, right angles, obtuse angles. Okay, so let's go through the basics, okay? Let me make sure I'm recording. Yes. Okay, so let's start with the classic. The right angle, okay? We see right angles everywhere. Think of the corner of a rectangle, the corner of a door, the corner of the TV. Right angles are everywhere. How many degrees are in a right angle? Say it out loud. 90. 90 degrees, okay? A lot of times they're labeled with this little box in the corner, and that tells us that it's a 90-degree angle. Okay. Then we have a straight angle. Totally flat, a straight angle, and that is 180 degrees. Now, 90 plus 90 is 180 degrees. Which means a 90-degree angle is half of a 180-degree angle. You see how we break that right in half, okay? And 90 plus 90 is 180. And then a full circle, as we've learned, is 360 degrees, okay? So if you make one rotation, like we stood up and we turned all the way around, we said we made a 360-degree turn. If we turn halfway, 180. If we turn a quarter, 90. All right. So we have our right angle is a 90. Then an angle that is less than 90 degrees is acute. And remember we said, oh, look how acute the little angle is. Acute. And then an angle larger than 90 degrees is obtuse, and we say obtuse, big caboose. Okay. So we have a 90-degree angle. I'm getting a little sloppy. Let me continue to be neat. Okay. So we have a 90-degree angle, right? An acute angle is an angle smaller than 90 degrees. So if it's here, it's less than 90. So we have about an 80-degree angle, right? A little bit smaller than 90. If we half of 90 degrees, which would be here, this angle, right? Because this would be a 90-degree angle. If we cut it in half, just to measure this part, would be 45 degrees. 45 plus 45 is 90, okay? Then I just want to show you the 90 degrees just as a reference point. Then if we have an angle that is larger than 90 degrees, it's going to be greater than 90. So it's going to measure as a number larger than 90. So here it would be about like 120 degrees, okay? This is how we estimate. So for your homework, you're going to have a worksheet, okay, where you're going to label the angle name as either acute, obtuse, or right. Then you're going to circle the measurement, okay? And this is just an estimate because we're not using protractors yet. We're just getting used to measurements and about what they look like. So I'm going to do this row with you, and then for homework, you're going to do 6. All right. And your secret word of the day is, I'm going to give it to you now. It's water, because Ms. Coffey needs to remember to keep drinking water. All right, I'm going to take a sip right now. Water. W-A-T-E-R. Water. Alrighty, so here we go. Numero uno. Pen. Okay. So we're going to label the angle, write the angle name, and estimate the angle's measurement. And we're going to circle the correct choice. So I'm going to actually write in. You don't have to do this. I just want to show you. So this is a right angle. We know that. So a right angle, I already gave you the answer, but if this is 90 degrees, this is a right angle. This must be acute. Oh, look how acute it is. It's small. It's smaller than a 90-degree angle. Oh, we'll write it down. I'm sorry. Acute. And then we got to circle the closest measurement. So, like I said, this is 90. It is less than 90, so that's absolutely out. 120 would be an angle greater than 90 degrees, so that's out. Ooh, 45. 45 is half of 90, and this divides a 90-degree angle in half. So this is 45. And we had a little exit ticket today on this, and I looked, and you guys really did great. So with one of your questions was draw an angle that is about 45 degrees, and I was pretty impressed. So that is about 45 degrees. And we have our right angle. And this is actually the only angle here that we for sure don't even have to estimate. We know. If it looks like a corner and there's a little square, it is 90 degrees and it is right. This tells me this is 90 degrees. The other angles, I don't know exactly unless I had a protractor, which we'll get to later on. All right, last one. Oh, it's looking like it's got a big caboose. So remember, if it was 90, and I'm just doing this again as a reference, it would be about here. This angle is larger than 90 degrees. It is obtuse. It's got a big caboose. So it's not 90. 45 would be in half. It's larger. It's about 120 degrees. So obtuse. Then I'm going to circle 120 degrees. You are on your own for the rest. You got this, okay? So you're going to do these 6. We'll go over it tomorrow in class, and I'll see you then. Bye.